A woman killed him in self-defense. And now we know more about his history with police. Place your bets.
This is about making online gambling as safe and as responsible as we can for Albertans.
The province expands online gambling. And they want to axe the tax.
When you talk about the Alberta Advantage, there is no more an Alberta Advantage.
How a tax in Alberta is hurting wine producers and restaurants.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. We're learning the man who attacked a woman in an Edgemont home last week had a warrant out for his arrest at the time she killed him in self-defense. Jacqueline Wilson is live from the Court Centre downtown tonight. And Jacqueline, we now know more about the dead man's lengthy history with police.
Yes, Ian, we sure do. So court documents show that Shahbaz Ahmed actually faced numerous charges, but he was found not guilty on 2 assault charges. But he did have some convictions in the last 5 years. Actually, we're told by people who work in the court system that there was a warrant out for the 48-year-old's arrest. It was for an unpaid $500 fine that stemmed from a mischief charge for mischief for conviction for damage under $5,000, and that was in 2022. Now, police say that Ahmed was killed after a woman fought back following an unprovoked attack in an Edgemont home. Court documents show that Ahmed was convicted of assault in 2021 and sentenced to probation, which he did later violate. He was also charged with assault in 2022 but found not guilty. And then in 2023 he faced a list of charges, and that included assault with a weapon and threats causing bodily harm from an incident that involved holding a knife to a man's throat during an antique car sale, but he was found not guilty. Now, the Crown Prosecutor's Office wouldn't say why the judge made that ruling, other than that there was no legal error or reason to file an appeal. But one justice expert says that the public deserves to know.
That is perplexing to me, of how someone could face so many charges and then result in only one conviction. And I do think that needs to be explained a bit by possibly the Crown Prosecutor, or perhaps the police.
And, I also want to say we have reached out to officers to find out some more information about that arrest warrant. So we're hoping to learn more on that. And of course, we'll share it with the public when we can. But I do want to make a note that the woman that is recovering from that attack a couple of days ago, her family actually says she was beaten beyond recognition, but she is recovering now. Ian?
All right. Thank you, Jackie. 2 teenagers have been charged in a pair of robberies connected to Facebook Marketplace. Last month, a man in Dover was planning to sell his laptop to 2 people he met online. After looking over the laptop, the suspects deployed bear spray and fled without the device. Police say the 2 people had also stolen an iPhone in Ambleton in November. A 17-year-old boy and a 16-year-old boy face robbery charges. A house fire in northeast Calgary caused significant damage to a home this morning. It happened in the community of Cornerstone. Fire crews were called to Corner Gate Row Northeast just before 6. They arrived to find the back of the house engulfed in flames. The fire was knocked down within minutes, with firefighters using about 15,000 liters of water. 9 people were inside at the time. All were able to evacuate safely.
9 people will be displaced. The 2 neighboring homes have been reoccupied. One had no damage, the other one had limited damage to the exterior. But our crews got here pretty quick and was able to knock it down. And then we connected a hydrant to the trucks in the alley side, just because that's where the majority of the flames were.
And the cause of the fire is now under investigation. Water is flowing again in the Bears Paw feeder main, and restrictions could lift by the end of the week. That as the province launches its own review into Calgary's water system. Jordan Canagan is along 16th Avenue, where the last 2 water main breaks happened. And Jordan, good news for commuters who use that road.
Ian, it is good news because traffic is flowing again in both directions of 16th Avenue Northwest, and it opened just in time for the morning commute today, although it is still down to just 1 lane in the westbound direction. And it is worth noting that this section of the road will have to be ripped up all over again in the spring so that they can properly repair it. Underneath is where everything is happening, though. The repaired section of the pipe is being very closely monitored. They've turned on the first set of pumps from the Bears Paw treatment plant, and 200 million liters of water is flowing through it right now. Tomorrow morning, they'll turn on more pumps, more again on Friday. If everything holds, water restrictions will ease by the weekend, but officials are being very cautious.
Returning the Bears Paw South feeder main to service is a delicate process. We can't guarantee there won't be another break during this time. So we are proceeding very carefully and gradually to return this pipe into service safely.
Now, acoustic monitoring did find 2 more wire snaps that happened as they were starting to refill this pipe, but Thompson says that it is not enough at this point to halt all of their work. Meantime, the province is asking the city for any and all reports related to the water system. The Minister of Municipal Affairs says that he has many concerns about how the city has managed the water system. He wants to see all of those documents by the end of the month. The province wants to do its own review. Ian?
Jordan, thank you. Calgarians are getting a taste of spring weather, but it's creating some dangerous conditions. The public is being warned to avoid walking near rivers. This weekend, there was a water rescue near Beaumont Park. Fire crews helped 2 people to safety after a dog fell through the ice and was never found. Officials say the incident highlights how quickly conditions can change.
We always want people to be vigilant regardless on top of any ice, but just some quick reminders. No river ice is ever safe with that current moving underneath it, and the changing weather conditions is very, very fragile and can break away very easily. And there's that risk that someone who breaks through that ice gets pushed by the current and potentially pushed underneath the ice shelf, which is very, very dangerous. So the best thing to do is just stay off of any river ice.
The warm weather has also forced the closure of several outdoor ice rinks. The slopes are also a bit slushier than normal at Winsport, and the cross-country trails at Confederation Park are closed for the time being. So not much in the way of winter sports right now when you have spring weather in January. So the question is, did we break a record today?
We could say we shattered a record.
Shattered it.
Today. And of course, Environment Climate Change Canada still has to confirm all the numbers. But I'll tell you what the record is for this day. For this day, the record is 11.2, and that's from 2004. Today, we got up to 17.2. Wow. And we're still holding on to 16 degrees right now, and winds gusting 48 kilometers per hour. So we have gusty conditions out of the west. The news for tomorrow is it will still be gusty, but it won't be out of the same direction. That means we get cut off from the Chinook conditions. Once that happens, yes, it will be windy, but it won't be nearly as warm. We'll struggle just to get to 4 degrees tomorrow afternoon, and that will come with a mix of sun and cloud. That's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by 5th Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at 5th Avenue Volkswagen.
Thank you, Danielle. Alberta will soon regulate online gambling, opening the door to private betting platforms while implementing new rules to protect players. The regulations will likely take hold in late spring. They'll allow new competition into the market, but impose rules on those companies. Among the rules, time and betting limits and system-wide self-exclusion to allow customers to ban themselves from online sites. Right now, Play Alberta is the province's only legal, regulated gaming site.
We've been talking to industry, and many of these companies have told us that they want to be legal, they want to play in a safer, more responsible place, and so they've indicated to us that, yeah, they're going to be here when we go live. But I want to be clear, this is not a revenue initiative for us. This is about making online gambling as safe and as responsible as we can for Albertans.
According to recent numbers from the Canadian Centre on Substance Use and Addiction, about 1 in 3 young adults in the country gamble online. We've seen the cost of living rise recently, even more for some items, and that includes wine in Alberta stores and restaurants. Next, the campaign to get the province to axe the tax. And goodbye, Uncle Sam, the growing number of Canadian snowbirds who will no longer visit the U.S. Leaders from BC and Alberta's wine and hospitality industry were in our city today to blast the Alberta government for its tax on wine. The province says the tax has been added to premium wines only. It came into effect last April, but wine retailers and restaurant groups say the tax applies to most wines, harms small Canadian producers, and gives an unfair advantage to large multinational producers of cheap wines. Local business owners say provincial policy is hurting business.
When you talk about the Alberta Advantage, there is no more an Alberta Advantage. You've essentially made everything more expensive for all of your taxpayers.
Despite them saying so, they never consulted us. They didn't give us enough warning to plan and prepare for this, and it was applied unevenly and unfairly.
It's as if it's focused on the little guys. Not only the wine producers, Canada and abroad, but also the purveyors of wine that's made with integrity.
The province says Alberta is the most business-friendly province in Canada, and liquor prices are lower here compared to other parts of the country. Another poll has found some Canadian snowbirds are reassessing their plans. 15% of respondents say they no longer plan to travel to the United States this winter. The poll was conducted by Snowbird Advisor, an online resource for Canadians who winter outside the country. The main reasons it found are continued border and trade tensions between the two countries, Donald Trump's 51st state comments, and new inconsistent border rules. Okay, Danielle, we are going to cool down quite substantially over the next 24 hours, too.
Yeah, but we'll still be above normal and above freezing for a nice long stretch. So still mild temperatures to come, but we're losing the Chinook winds. So we're not going to get anywhere near what we got today. Today is the hottest, and I actually can say hot because temperatures are in the high teens right now. So yes, today is the hottest of the stretch for sure. 76 kilometers per hour, that was the max gust in Pincher Creek and Lethbridge today, just above 50 in the city of Calgary, and just above that 40 mark for Brooks. Medicine Hat around 30. Let's fast forward to tomorrow. And tomorrow we do have wind warnings in place. And this is really for Coronation, Hanna areas, 90 kilometer per hour gusts possible. Just under that, so closer to the Saskatchewan border around the Medicine Hat area, 80 kilometer per hour gusts are certainly likely. Tomorrow will be a very gusty day, just out of a different direction. And that's the key thing. We're no longer getting the Chinook winds. We're getting winds out of the north, and that doesn't heat us up like the winds out of the west do. Now, for Pincher Creek, we'll still get winds out of the west in the morning hours, around 40 kilometers per hour. Then the winds will die down and we'll have a bit of a switch in wind direction. For Lethbridge, Calgary, Medicine Hat, Brooks, Drumheller, most of southern Alberta, we're looking at the day predominantly being gusts out of the north and northwest, and that is looking like 70 kilometers per hour for Lethbridge, closer to the Saskatchewan border, 80 to 90 kilometers per hour, and for Calgary, 60. So it's a windy day. It's a cooler wind than those winds out of the west. You'll feel it for sure. We have some clouds that have peaked in. We don't have any real moisture in the forecast. The only thing I can show you is a little bit of mixed precipitation that will pop into the Medicine Hat area tomorrow morning. Short-lived, just about an hour and a half. But when you combine it with the winds that we're going to have, and as it switches over to some wet snow, that will reduce visibility tomorrow out there on the roads. So keep that in mind. But again, short-lived blip. Other than that, just some cloudy periods at times, but a whole lot of sunshine. Longer range forecast for Calgary. Again, still above normal and above freezing for this stretch here. -3 is a normal daytime high for this time of year. Tomorrow we're looking at +4, gusts north 60 kilometers per hour, so it's a chillier wind. 3 degrees for Friday. Then we get back into the double digits to kick off the weekend. Let me show you this longer term stretch here. This is the 10-day trend. And Wednesday is a bit iffy if we will remain above freezing, but at this point it looks like from today right through till Wednesday, daytime highs will be above the freezing mark and of course above normal, and then we dip below normal by Thursday of next week. And then that starts a much cooler trend, completely backwards, minus double digits for Friday and next weekend. So enjoy the warmth while we have it.
Quite a bit cooler. Thank you, Danielle. Out of the more than 30 shows at the High Performance Rodeo, there has to be something you'll like. Just ahead, a look at the 40th anniversary of the festival. Consumers in the U.S. continue to spend plenty of money. Joining me is Liana Wachniak, investment advisor with the Popwich Carmeli Advisory Group. And Liana, U.S. retail sales in November surpassed expectations.
That's right. And of course, this data was a little bit delayed due to the government shutdown. We didn't have this data for quite some time, so we're kind of working our way back up to date. These November numbers looked like a 0.6% growth in overall consumer spending after a revised 0.1% drop in the month of October. Now, this one's a bit interesting because if you dig into the numbers, most of that spending was driven by higher income consumers. Lower income consumers are still struggling to make ends meet, and a lot of this spending is not driven by that particular cohort. We're starting to see affordability become more and more of a watchword for a lot of the U.S. administration. Of course, we're heading into midterm elections this year in the U.S., so that's a major piece on a lot of people's minds. We've seen the Trump administration propose some things like a cap on credit card interest rates in order to try and make things more affordable for some of their voters, but this is one that we're going to have to continue to watch over a little bit because we're starting to see a gap widen here.
And lots of people like to complain about high ticket prices to concerts. And with that in mind, Live Nation is under more scrutiny.
That's right. The Consumer Council of Canada, which is a consumer advocacy group, has applied to the Competition Tribunal to basically say that Live Nation Entertainment is engaging in anti-competitive behavior. Now, that means that prices are higher than necessarily we might pay otherwise if Live Nation didn't control such a large portion of the live events market in Canada. Of course, Live Nation is the parent company of Ticketmaster that does handle a lot of the ticketing across Canada. So they're basically looking to see Live Nation broken up a little bit so there's more competition, less price increases, and more access to concerts for more people. It's a bit of a legal test. The Competition Tribunal hasn't been used in this way before, but it'll be an interesting one to see if it does go forward and what that could mean for concerts in the future.
And consumers might appreciate that indeed. Okay, thanks very much, Liana.
Thank you.
Alberta's government plans to test the drinking water for lead and copper in all its buildings. The testing would involve more than 200 buildings across the province, from the legislature to courthouses to museums. A statement from Infrastructure Minister Martin Long's office says the government wants to be proactive in dealing with its aging infrastructure. The province has asked for proposals from private contractors and expects to have the full report by the spring of next year. The province wants to do its own review of Calgary's water system. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. The province says it's stepping in to ensure Calgarians have confidence in this essential service. It's given the city until the end of the month to provide 20 years worth of documents. Coming up at 6, we'll have a reaction to the request. Also ahead, the province is opening the door to more online sports betting for Albertans. It is also offering an exclusion rule. Coming up, a debt expert weighs in on the challenges of getting gambling addicts to self-restrict. Ian.
Thanks, Tara. You can expect the unexpected at One Yellow Rabbit's High Performance Rodeo. This is the 40th anniversary of the groundbreaking, provocative, and occasionally weird Performing Arts Festival. With me is Oliver Armstrong. He is the producer of the High Performance Rodeo. It's great to see you.
Very pleased to be here. Thank you for your interest in our 40th anniversary program.
Absolutely. Now, when you curate a festival like this, what essentially are you looking for?
Well, we are really flexible in the kind of work that we bring to Calgary, and we have huge gratitude for our audience over these last 4 decades, which is amazing to consider. We don't try to program by theme in advance. We don't say these are the kind of shows that we want for this year. We keep our options open, and we look for work that is ready, that is ready to hit the road, come to Calgary, come into a number of different size venues, but all of it has to aspire to virtuosity, to joyful presentation, to something that is really going to be a little bit unique, a little bit weird. You know, we lean into weird for sure, experimental, but it also has to be accessible. We want people to enjoy themselves, and that's our starting philosophy.
Okay, speaking of unique but perhaps accessible, let's take a look at the first video here. This is one of the highlights. This is a tribute to Tom Waits, the singer-songwriter.
That's right. So this group called L'Orchestre d'Homme d'Orchestre Alberta, come from Quebec City, and they've put together an amazing onstage theatrical presentation that is a tribute to the music of Tom Waits, but as you can see, uses props and imagery and found instruments, and it's physical theater combined with really high quality music presentation.
And to see my extended interview with Oliver Armstrong, visit ctvnewscalgary.ca. Well, our weather is about to cool down after today's record breaker. Right now in the city, it is 14 degrees. Remarkable for mid-January. Danielle has all the details coming up. The January winter weather will return.
Yeah.
But we have a good lead up to it, perhaps a week away, right?
Yeah, next weekend will be very cold, especially considering the temperatures we've had. We're used to spring. As our floor director has said, it feels like it's Easter out there. All right, record-breaking heat in 15 communities yesterday, and just to name a few, Bow Island area got to 13 degrees, Brooks area got to 11.8, and Medicine Hat 12.2. As you know, we got much warmer than that in all communities today, and we got into the teens in many spots. 17.2 is our high in Calgary, the record 11.2 from 2004. Now tomorrow will be very gusty, but out of the wrong direction, out of the north. That's a colder wind. We get cut off from the Chinook, so you're looking at high 4 for Thursday, 3 for Friday, but back to a Chinook condition on Saturday, getting us up to 10.
Thanks, Danielle. A UNESCO World Heritage Site in southern Alberta is gaining a new international audience after it was mentioned in the season premiere of HBO Max's The Pit.
Where are you going?
Head smashed in buffalo jump.
Captain Crunch flying squirrel socks. What are we talking in code, or you having a stroke?
It's an Aboriginal UNESCO heritage site in Alberta.
That was a conversation about sabbatical plans on the hit medical series. Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump preserves and interprets Plains buffalo culture. Many keen Albertans caught the reference on the show, and staff at the heritage site were completely shocked by it.
We had no idea. It was a pleasant surprise, you know, and like I, to be honest, I've never watched the show, but I did search it up, and I think I'm going to, you know, download the series and have a look for myself.
And staff are hoping the Pit's reference will entice more people to check out the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump sees around 60,000 visitors a year. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.